report that was released today by Cabinet Secretary for ICT, Joe Musheru, on a cyber crime report shows that close to 17.5 billion shillings is lost due to cyber attacks facing the country. The latest report conducted by the Ministry of ICT as well as other key ICT stakeholders reveals that a majority of internet users have been prone to various attacks in the online realm. The other development from this report, it actually indicates that it takes nearly a year to detect and resolve a cyber attack in an institution that lacks the right tools. A typical Kenyan firm takes 200 days to detect a breach and an additional 80 days to resolve it, and double the time when it comes to detecting and resolving malicious insider attacks, whose prevalence has risen exponentially. To address and rethink on this particular matter. Well, interesting numbers there when it comes to digital cybercrime happening in the country. And we are now joined at our Nairobi studios by Nick Nesbitt, who is the General Manager for IBM. And good afternoon, Nick. Good to see you. What do you make of this report findings?
Thank you, Abby. The report on cybersecurity comes really as no surprise, I would say, because the world is global, the world is flat. There are criminal elements all over the world. As we digitize, the pluses are we're better able to understand our customers, better understand our citizens, but the downside is we have to be very, very careful about these very smart criminals all over the world who are trying to attack. In the report, it mentioned how long it takes to detect a cyber attack. That is very well known. It also mentioned how long it takes. So for we at IBM, we are absolutely obsessed with ensuring that our clients get the best in security, whether it's from the software we provide or our global security systems.
Well, interesting insights there, Mr. Nesbitt. If you look at some of the key developments in the ICT sector, there's a lot of concern around cyber threats as well as reputational loss for companies. From where you sit, you're running one of the biggest ICT companies in the region. Are these threats real in this day and age?
Oh, they're very real, Abby. They're very real. Unfortunately, for many of the companies that are attacked, they do not want to tell their customers or even their employees because they want to continue to promote the image. Unfortunately, as well, as in most challenges with security, they tend to be done by people on the inside who have very good connections to people on the outside. The environment here is rich for criminals, unfortunately, because the safeguards, the reputational issues, some of the challenges that have been experienced in other parts of the world have not yet been fully experienced here. So I think in some ways people may have their guards down, and it comes as no surprise.
All right. And Nesbitt, before we wrap it up, looking at IBM, how are you positioning yourselves in terms of spearheading research in the country, as well as also just ensuring innovation is at its peak, now that you're seeing Kenya being named as the Silicon Savannah?
You know, IBM is committed to Africa. We have been in Kenya for 50 years. We have a renewed focus on Kenya, the East African region in particular, for the last 4 or 5 years. What we are trying to do is bring technology to as many people as we can, and we do it in 2 ways. One, we focus on the education sector, which means we have set up 12, 13 MOUs with leading universities, private and public, in the region, in Kenya, where we're doing a train-the-trainer model, trying to deliver content on cybersecurity, which we just talked about, on cloud, on mobile, on analytics, to the lecturers and the students.
All right.
The other area where we help in education is with corporates. We have large, small, and even incubators coming to IBM to learn about technology in the latest. So that's on the education part. And it's really important to upskill as many people as we can in the region, because our customers, governments, corporates, are really looking to bring world-class technology to Africa. We no longer want to tolerate having second-class equipment or third-class equipment. So they want to be on the cutting edge of cloud, on analytics, on blockchain, the Internet of Things. These new technologies that are transforming the rest of the world, rightly so, deserve their place in Africa as well. And IBM is doing everything we can to deliver it in the region also.
All right. And finally, what's your outlook for 2017?
For 2017, in what respect? For the business sector?
For the business as well as for ICT dynamics.
So, as I like to say, it's nothing but up and to the right. And that means I see very positive prospects for business in 2017. I see very positive prospects for ICT. We hear about people worried about the elections. I'm absolutely certain the elections will be as safe as they possibly can. And we, as a corporate, are really focused on looking after our customers, growing the business, taking care of their needs, and we're not seeing a slowdown in any way. And we're very optimistic and bullish about 2017.
Well, that's a good place to end the conversation. Many thanks there, Nick Nesbitt, who is the general manager for IBM, one of the largest American-owned ICT companies, just giving us insights into what to expect ahead of the elections, and also talking just big about what next for the ICT.